This book is called Corduroy. It's sort of a classic. Okay. Corduroy was a bear who lived in the toy department of a big store. Day after day, he waited with the other animals and dolls for someone to come along and take him home, especially because he wanted to get away from that clown. That clown looks kind of creepy. The store was always filled with shoppers buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a small bear in green overalls. Then one morning, a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "look, there's the very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I've spent too much already." Okay, let's stop right there. Mom, bravo for explaining financial realities to children. If a little girl is old enough to wear a kerchief like that in public, she's old enough to understand that there are limits to such things. But then she goes ahead and ruins it. She continues. "Besides, he doesn't look new. He lost the button to one of his shoulder straps." "Oh, come on, Mom. We demand perfection here." Oh well. Corduroy watched them sadly as they walked away. "I didn't know I lost a button," he said to himself. "Tonight I'll go and see if I can find it." Late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from his shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button. Suddenly, he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he'd stepped on the escalator, and up he went. Could this be a mountain, he wondered? I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain. He stepped off the escalator as it reached the next floor, and there, before his eyes, was a most amazing sight. Tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. "This must be a palace," Corduroy gasped. "I guess I always wanted to live in a palace." He wandered around admiring the furniture. "This must be a bed," he said. "I've always wanted to sleep in a bed." And up he crawled onto a large, thick mattress. All at once he saw something small and round. "Why, here's my button!" he cried. And he tried to pick it up, but like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight. He yanked and pulled with both claws until pop! Off came the button, and off the mattress Corduroy toppled, bang onto the tall floor lamp. Over it fell with a crash. Corduroy didn't know it, but there was someone else awake in the store. The night watchman was going his rounds on the floor above. When he heard the crash, he came dashing down the escalator. "Now, who in the world did that?" he exclaimed. "Somebody must be hiding around here." Dun, 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 dun. He flashed his light under and over sofas and beds until he came to the biggest bed of all. And there he saw two fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the cover. "A monster!" Oh, no. "Hello," he said. "How did you get upstairs?" The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator. And nowadays, when I see a policeman in uniform, I can mentally pencil in a picture of a teddy bear in his arms. It's kind of fun. And set him on the shelf of the toy department with the other animals and dolls and that creepy clown again. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customer came to the store in the morning. And there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was the same little girl wearing the same kerchief he'd seen only the day before. "I'm Lisa," she said, "and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night I counted what I had saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home. Okay, stopping right there. Bravo, Mom, for letting children make financial decisions. But you could have accompanied her. It might have been safer rather than sending a little girl to a department store. Let's see, when was this book? Okay, it was first published in '68, so we'll credit. It was probably safe to do now, but nowadays, no way. Okay, but bravo, Mom, nonetheless. Shall I put him in a box for you? The saleslady asked. Oh, no, thank you. Polite kid, Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy home in her arms. She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs into her family's apartment and straight into her own room. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like the enormous palace of the department store. This must be home, he said. I know I've always wanted a home. Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began sewing a button on his overalls. Very good. Take care of your stuff. I like you the way you are, he said, but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened. You must be a friend, said Corduroy. I've always wanted a friend. Me too, said Lisa, and gave him a big hug. Wait a minute, she can hear him talk? Well, oh well, but makes for a good ending to a book. Corduroy.